Hey, it's Stressed, and before this video begins, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the positive response on the last video. I was fully expecting it to do horribly because it wasn't because it wasn't murder drones, but you guys proved me really wrong, and I want to thank you guys for that. And on top of that, thank you guys for 100 subs. You guys are awesome. It truly makes me happy that there's hundreds of people out there that enjoy watching my content, so thank you guys so much. At some point in the future, I hope to branch out from indie animations specifically and go more broad with like Newgrounds animations or even indie games I want to check out. So if there's any series or a game you want me to check out, let me know in the comments. I'm always open to suggestions. Alright, anyway, back to the video at hand. Thank you guys so much, and please enjoy the video. You want to know two things I love? Cats, and pieces of media that take place within the late 19th, early 20th century. If only there was an indie animation that combined the two topics in a masterful and creative way. Taking place in St. Louis, Missouri during the Prohibition era, the Lackadaisy pilot follows three anthropomorphic felines living the best lives they can with the cards they've been dealt. So grave digging, smuggling alcohol, driving cars illegally, shooting guns, you know, just the average Tuesday for a guy living during the Prohibition. Before I get into actually covering the pilot, I just want to note that Lackadaisy isn't a new idea, nor is it even a new series in general. Before the pilot was even made, the creator had made comics and art with insane amounts of detail. Just look at this! In fact, while doing my research, I found one of the voice actors had made fan dubs of the comic before he even got the role! That is just insane, this is over a decade ago! So if you want to learn more about Lackadaisy, please, I implore you, do your research. It is an incredible rabbit hole to go down. Okay, now it's time to talk about the funny cats shooting guns and driving vehicles.
Old Man River. That seems far too austere a name for something made of mirth and rage. Oh, roiling red blood river vein. If chief among your traits is age, you're a wily, convoluted sage.
The episode starts with a song about the beauty of the Mississippi River, performed by the first protagonist we see on screen, Rocky Rickaby. Rocky is voiced by the wonderful Michael Kovach, who also voiced N from Murder Drones and Jax from the Digital Circus. After Rocky's performance, we're introduced to the other two protagonists, being Freckles and Ivy. Rocky was supposed to be the lookout for the trio while Freckles digs up a grave, but he was too busy playing his violin to really notice anything.
So, I do what I can. I provide the up.
After Rocky gracefully falls from the bridge, Freckles digs up the grave and Rocky examines it excitedly. And not even a minute later we find out why Rocky was so excited. Inside the grave, there was a coffin with a bunch of alcohol smuggled inside it.
Dionysian delight. Better still, Canadian whiskey.
As Rocky puts the whiskey in the chest and as Ivy starts the car, a bottle gets dropped. Rocky tells Ivy to get the spotlight, and a few seconds later a light illuminates the area, although it's not from Ivy's spotlight.
Excuse me?
We're now introduced to the antagonists of this pilot, Seraphin, Nico, and Mordecai. Fortunately for the protagonists, Freckles and Rocky are able to get into the car and Ivy is able to drive away, though it was only for a moment, as the antagonists find them fairly easily. And now a proper car chase commences. While the antagonists are right behind their literal tails, Rocky pulls out a violin case with a Tommy gun inside of it and hands it to Freckle, after which Seraphin shoots at the back of the car, causing Rocky to lean out of the window. Nico rams into the car, causing Rocky to fall out of the back. And as Nico stares maliciously into Rocky's eyes, Freckle takes initiative. With the antagonist's car riddled with bullets, Mordecai steps out, aiming his pistol at the trio. He's only able to shoot the rearview mirror as the car swerves into a field, eventually arriving at a quarry which Rocky seems very excited about. With Rocky doing his own thing, this leaves Ivy and Freckle to deal with the broken car and the antagonist slowly approaching. We focus on Rocky for a brief moment, exhibiting the most cat-like behavior I think I've ever seen come out of our anthropomorphic cat.
Oh, the world is full of magic things. I just need a ticket to ride.
Back to Ivy and Freckle now, as Freckle decides that he's going to make a distraction for Ivy while she repairs the car. Armed with this absolute baby of a pistol he found under the car seat, he steps outside and takes a shot at the antagonist. This leads to a brief shootout between Mordecai and Freckle. However, Seraphin and Nico enter the shack where the car and Ivy are sitting, causing Freckle to get distracted. This gives Mordecai the upper hand, shooting Freckle right in the forehead. It seems Mordecai was fully about to kill Freckle when a spark suddenly flies behind Mordecai. As the smoke clears, we see How the hell did he get that to work?
The behemoth and the top hat loud! Come gather all around! See them rain their fire down!
I still don't understand why they continue to shoot at Rocky, because he's a crazed lunatic, holding dynamite, and operating a construction vehicle. If you think you have a chance at winning against that, I don't know what to say to you. And on top of that, he's saying a poem as he's throwing the dynamite. He think everything a fucking game. Unfortunately, this game causes him to blow up a water tanker, flooding the quarry. After the tanker floods out the quarry, Ivy's able to get the car starting again and picks up Rocky. Mordecai, not wanting them to escape, once again takes aim at the car. However, he stops once he sees Ivy driving the car, which is probably a reference to the mini-episode, but that was also made after the pilot came out, so I guess this scene was just given further context. Though there's a 6-year gap between the mini-episode and the pilot, so I doubt Mordecai knows what Ivy looks like now, but hey, I'm just speculating here. Anyway, Ivy, Freckle, and Rocky manage to leave the quarry and head into town.
Are my eyebrows still on?
Yep.
Aces. Here, Freckle. I got you a souvenir. You're supposed to light it first.
We then cut to a sign that says the Little Daisy Cafe, and in the second story, one Mitzi May converses with her deceased husband.
Familiar story. Miss Duncan leaves behind, moreover, a legacy of consummate artistry and bold innovation. Done in by a scarf. The comic end that makes the tragedy, doesn't it?
She then opens up the window to reminisce about the good old times when she sees the car pull up to the cafe. Upon heading downstairs, we come to the realization that the cafe has actually been turned into a speakeasy, with a couple people in the speakeasy. Look, there's a guy right there, and a guy right there, and yeah, this place doesn't really get good business. Accompanying her at the bar is Zib, the piano player for the speakeasy, and Sable, a businessman who owns the quarry. And the barkeep is a stubborn tiger by the name of Victor. He doesn't take too kindly to newcomers at the speakeasy. And speaking of people Victor doesn't like...
Hello. We made it, everyone! We made it!
About the carpet.
I think I'm underselling it a little bit. I don't think anybody at this bar likes the main trio, or at least they don't like Rocky. And probably for a good reason, because it turns out the alcohol they brought was actually a pretty shit product.
Well, it'll certainly start your engine.
Which is to say, it beats radiator fluid.
What's that aftertaste? Crisp, full-bodied, reminiscent of oak wood. Coffin varnish!
And not only that, he also fucked up Sable's quarry and mentions it outright. If I was Sable in this situation and I heard Rocky start talking about dynamite, I would have lit a Molotov cocktail right then and there and burned down this entire speakeasy, me included. After Mitzi puts the group in a bit of a rut, she says that playing some music would help lighten the mood. This causes Rocky to get excited again, and heads off with Zib towards the stage. Ivy and Freckle also head for the stage, as Ivy says that Freckle owes her a dance. As they all start heading for the stage, Mitzi begins to daydream. Alright, now it's time to talk about the funny cats driving guns. Before he actually... pop up. Jesus Christ! However, it was only for a moment. Wow, holy shit. After Rocky gracefully falls from the bridge, Freckle... Good lord. Anyway, after Rocky explains the situation they got themselves in, Mitzi starts rambling about... Can you fucking speak English? Oh god, I gotta burp. Save that for the end of the video.